In this article, we'll discuss 6 pitfalls in Agile and how to avoid them. Agile has become a gold standard for teams that aim for faster delivery, flexibility, and continuous improvement. While Agile promises benefits, they have some challenges. Project teams that undermine success can fall into traps if not careful. Issues project managers face in Agile projects: lack of clear requirements and backlog management. One of the challenges in Agile is constantly changing and vague requirements. Without defined requirements, your team could struggle with work, become confused, and misalign project goals. Also, if you don't have a well-managed backlog, your team might waste time on tasks with a low priority. How to avoid it? Groom backlog with your stakeholders and product owner to ensure alignment and clarity. Decompose large tasks into manageable user stories with clear deliverables. Ensure that your backlog reflects priorities and focus on customer value delivery. Failing to adapt to changes quickly. Agile is about becoming more responsive to change. Some project teams get caught up in the process and find it hard to adapt when market conditions or project requirements change. How to avoid it? Develop a flexible culture where changes are accepted as opportunities and not disruptions. Revisit your goals and make adjustments regularly when needed. Conduct retrospectives and sprint reviews to assess what's not working and what's working. Overloading the team with work. Agile encourages fast-paced and frequent iterations, which can lead to overcommitment by the team. This can result in missed deadlines, burnout, and a decline in morale. How to avoid it? Be realistic about what amount of work you can complete during a sprint. Ensure to consider team capacity. Avoid the culture of heroes and encourage a collaborative method of working instead of relying on individuals for everything. Review velocity at the end of every sprint to develop an understanding of how much work the team can do comfortably. Lack of effective communication. Clear communication is essential in Agile projects. Without clear communication, misunderstandings can arise, causing a waste of effort, frustration, and missed deadlines. The team may be misaligned, and stakeholders might not get the required information they need for timely decisions. How to avoid it? Conduct a daily stand-up and ensure every stakeholder is aligned on obstacles and aligned. Conduct checks and find feedback loops to foster open communication between stakeholders and team members. Use collaboration tools to ensure transparency and track performance. Neglecting technical debt. Teams rush to deliver functions in Agile, which can create technical debt. While getting features is a key principle of Agile, ignoring code maintenance and quality can lead to issues like system instability, increased bugs, and poor scalability. How to avoid it? Prioritize technical improvements and refactoring during sprints, along with new feature delivery. Dedicate a time to address technical debt and ensure to make it part of your workflow. Regularly review the code base and ensure your team adheres to coding standards and best practices. Skipping retrospectives. To get work done, some teams hold retrospectives ineffectively or skip them. Retrospectives are crucial to identify areas for improvement and make adjustments to workflow. Skipping them leads to missed opportunities to evolve and learn. How to avoid it? Make a retrospective part of the sprint cycle and ensure to make them a safe space for feedback. Focus on takeaways in your retrospectives, prioritize a few improvements, and focus on the next sprints. Encourage continuous improvement and take feedback seriously. 6. Pitfalls in Agile and how to avoid them. Conclusion. Agile, when done right, can improve team collaboration and project delivery. However, it has its own challenges. By knowing about the common pitfalls and deploying strategies to address them, you'll be on your way to delivering results faster. 6. Pitfalls in Agile and how to avoid them. FAQs. What is the key disadvantage of Agile methods? Incremental delivery helps send products to market faster, but has a disadvantage of agility. This is because when teams are components in cycles, the output becomes fragmented rather than one unit. What is the difference between Agile and Scrum? Agile is a philosophy with a set of principles and values. Scrum is used for project facilitation. Where is Agile not suitable? Agile is not suitable for aviation, healthcare, bridges, and other physical projects. What is an issue in Agile? One of the biggest issues with Agile is a problem that occurs during the sprint and is coupled with a user story that doesn't have a definition of done. A bug is identified as a bug only when identified after a user story completion and product owner acceptance.